How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Good to see everyone on here. We're seeing a huge boom in the market right now, which is what I want to talk about. I just filmed a video that will be up probably in a couple hours here that is on some different stocks that I think are still valuable where they are now, even though they're up, between 5 and 25% today. Still some companies that I'm buying and have been buying for the last couple weeks. Uh, Now, I am going to continue adding to these positions most likely, and I've been excited to be adding all along the way. So I'm not like perfect on this. I have not bought right at the very bottom for all my shares or anything like that. I've been averaging in over the last 2 weeks. I've just been buying heavier and heavier. And honestly, I was getting ready to continue buying heavier. I could have bought heavy last Friday, more likely yesterday, because I closed on my home, so I know kind of what that's going to cost. I have taxes coming up, though. So honestly, it would have been really nice to have all that money to put into the market over the last couple of weeks, but I have been averaging in. Now, I want to talk about stocks that you guys want to talk about. I want to answer questions that you guys have, and say hi to everyone too, because there are a lot of people just coming in now. But let's go over what's kind of happening in the market. And again, I'm going to pull this up on my phone just so that I can take a look at it, make sure that I get all the questions, because honestly, sometimes a lot of them get through with the streaming software I use. It's hard to see all the different questions. So I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. Sorry if it's a little bit grainy. For some reason, StreamYard, which is the streaming service software that I use, is kind of grainy sometimes. For some reason, it messes with the camera a little bit. But good to see everyone. Let's take a look at some of the stocks that are moving around in the market. So I just have to share my screen real quick, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so just going to add this here. Let's take a look at what WeBull is showing. So right now, ears and eyes are the ones leading the way right now. Kind of crazy. I haven't really taken a look deeply into them. I just know that they have been moving up a lot over the last couple days. And we can see here 36% up, 32% up. Some stocks that I have been buying in, actually, CleanSpark. I'm a bull on CleanSpark. I've talked about how I like them, especially at their current price. A lot of people have been messaging me directly about them recently, wondering if they should average down. I said, honestly, if you think you can get over the fact that they have that lawsuit against them and they're countersuing and everything, this is a good time to buy. They were so low. They were, I think, right around 350 mil in market cap. And honestly, where they are now is still kind of a steal, in my opinion. We have GameStop up 20%, really solidifying there. So I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a lot better. Still learning how to use this the best way possible, because I don't live stream all that often. But you can see here, GameStop up about 20% on the day. Now, T2 Biosystems, you can see this tick up here. It was already up a decent amount, but now it's starting to tick up even faster. I bought, I want to say yesterday, or maybe it was Friday. It was at $1.65. It went all the way down to like $1.40 or something like that yesterday. Still holding on to all my shares. I actually bought some, like I said, this week. We have Tesla, which is up about 19%. I actually bought more of this Friday, I believe. And this one, I really want to buy yesterday. I almost bought more yesterday, but I didn't, unfortunately, at like 540. I was getting ready for one more day. I think I was looking for a little bit lower, but that was being a little bit greedy, I think, as now it's up 18%. But hindsight's always 2020. Neo is another one that I've been eyeing that I just hadn't bought yet, but it went all the way down to $32 last week at one of the low points here. And then we have Sens, which is up 16%. Overall with the market, I should say too, I did a video yesterday talking about why I'm so bullish right now. And really, if you had told us 2 months ago, okay, stocks will continue moving up for the next 2 months, and then all of a sudden stimulus will start to get passed. Also, the pandemic will start to go away a little bit. Like the vaccines are out, more and more companies are coming out with vaccines. They're distributing them well. I know a lot of people in my personal life that have already gotten the vaccine that are like frontline workers. And I think a lot of us would have continued to buy. We would be really bullish. We think, okay, this is going to be huge. But we saw that low pullback because of the 10-year treasury. We also saw some inflation fears, some fears that maybe there's too much priced into the market. But now we're starting to see maybe people not as worried. And I think hedge funds were really the reason for it. But yesterday, I talked about how now's a good time to buy. A lot of these stocks are at 3-month lows, 4-month lows. Now, a lot of these are at maybe 1 to 2 month lows one day later. So that's where hopefully you guys bought in a little bit. Where maybe you were able to average in, which is something that I've been trying to do also. Then we have stocks. Revolution right here is actually a warrant here, but that one's up 15%. BioNano's up 14%. That one moved up a lot yesterday too. Conversion Labs, a stock that I talked about last Friday, that was way too low. I think it was at $13 or something then, 13 or 14, and that they've been growing revenue. They updated guidance. That one is one that I still think is pretty low. I was buying it in the mid 20s. Then I bought more recently, like over the last couple of days. I think I bought some under 15 or something like that. Virgin Galactic, one that Chamath sold recently. I don't think he should have been selling it, honestly, but he said that he was moving his money to something in the green energy sector or something like that, which I want to know what he bought there. I'm curious if he actually bought something or if he was just trying to jump ship. FRSX, which is up 12%. I'm not sure I've ever seen a green day like this, maybe since last March, where so many stocks are up 10% plus. Like I hold probably half these stocks that are up 10% plus, and it's kind of crazy to see this many companies up. FRSX, like I said, up 12%. DermTech up 12%. I sold some of this around 65 because it was becoming too much of my portfolio, and then I reinvested it into some other companies. I think it was last week. CCIV up a decent amount. This one's just been beaten down though recently. ChargePoint had a big jump up to 11% up on the day. Square up 11%. I really almost bought this at 190, I think it went down to, but didn't end up getting into it. Redfin up 10%. Teladoc, one of my favorite long-term positions. CTXR, Citius Pharmaceuticals up 9%. Palantir up 9%. Workhorse actually up. Gores Holdings, GHVI, Matterport SPAC up 7.5%, Tattooed Chef. Yeah, so there's just a lot up right now. The only ones that are actually down on this list, let's take a look. There's Ethereum. Ethereum down here about 1/3%. RAAC down about 0.5%, which there's very little risk right now. I don't know why it dipped there because people are moving out of these SPACs to like some plays they're actually moving up a little bit faster. GixU, which is something that I've been buying as more of a cash savings account. And then Disney, that makes sense. It's down 2.5% just because it's a recovery play kind of, and COUV down about 6%. So right now, whole market pretty much is green. I'm not sure we've seen something like this. I think the NASDAQ was up 4% when I looked last. And we're just seeing massive growth right now. Now, I want to answer some of your questions, see if you guys have any. And just shout out, if you guys want, there is going to be a Patreon live call after this is done. So I have till about 3:20-ish. So probably about 25 minutes. And then I'm going on a Patreon only live call in case you guys want to look at that. I tell you guys all my buys and sells. There are about 4,500 people that have access to that live call, but we'll have probably like a couple hundred people or something. If you guys are interested in that, there's the link down below. But let's take a look at what you guys have for questions here. So I'm just going to pull off my phone here so I can see what you guys are asking. Do I think there's going to be a red day tomorrow? I think it's almost impossible to tell. I think that we'll continue to see some green, just less than today. I don't think we're going to see 25% moves like we are seeing today, or 15% moves. Like half of this list is 10% and up. I don't think we'll see that tomorrow, but I could see like a lot of stocks up 3 to 5%. Honestly, like hindsight's 2020. It would be nice actually to see some red. It would be nice to see some more red and pick up some more deals. But I think I think the House votes tonight on the stimulus package, and then hopefully it gets passed, and there's a lot of green coming here soon. What are my thoughts on Sens? Any news? I don't think they had any news. They had, if I remember right, they had their earnings last week. Nothing crazy there, but really not a lot of news there. I think it's just one that a lot of people liked, and they were just seeing how low the market would go before they bought more. I know I just wasn't close to my cost basis. Even what we're at now, I'm up like 80% or something. So I don't really want to add now. But I like Sens long term, and I think a lot of people like Sens long term. They were just worried about the whole market. Let's see what else. You think it'll be a green day tomorrow? Okay, so I answered that. I know you like penny stocks. What about TSNPD, aka Humble? I've talked about that one before. I own it. I don't own a lot of it. I bought it months ago. I think it was in November I bought it, and I've been holding it since then. I hope this is not another bull trap. Yeah, so I mean, if you're a long-term holder, it doesn't really matter if it's a bull trap unless you're worried about like averaging in too early or something like that. But I don't really care if it's a bull trap. I'm long-term for these stocks. I mean, there are a couple that I guess are swing trades, but for the most part, a lot of these I'm holding long-term, and I trim here and there because some positions just aren't built out enough, or maybe I just want to move money around, or I want to clear up some cash. But for the most part, I don't really care if it's a bull trap. Hopefully you're not buying today when I don't know. Like if you are buying a lot of these stocks that are up 30% today, I don't know why you wouldn't have bought yesterday when they were down 30%, unless you're really just trying to buy in now that you think the market's turning around. But I've been trying to average in the whole time. So I guess it's just a difference of opinion, whether you think like it's a bull trap and you don't want to get included in it, or whether you're buying today, or whether you've been cautious about buying in over the last couple of weeks. I know some people have been buying puts on the market and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it just depends on what your goal is. If you sold out of everything and you put money in the market today, that's probably a little bit nerve-wracking to see it go up 20% or something, because it could dip. It could dip tomorrow 5% because so many stocks are up. Thoughts on Encego, Sam? I don't know if I've looked at Encego. Let's see. So I am closing in on that house. Hopefully here in the next couple weeks. It will be a couple months till I'm there, but hopefully I'll get a little bit better of a setup there. I need like multiple screens and stuff like that. I think that would be a lot better. Honestly, I haven't looked at Encego. I don't really know too much about them, but they had their earnings call recently. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look at it. But man, look at that. Look at the NASDAQ right here, up 4%. I don't think I've seen a jump like this since maybe last March, last April, something like that, because we're seeing like 5% moves. A lot of stocks were 10, 20% moves. Some were, I remember a couple days when REITs were up and down 50%. Okay, what else do we have? SPAC IPOF. Yeah, so a lot of these Chamath SPACs are down a good amount because I think people are worried that Chamath is going to jump out of them or something. Yeah, so you can see there 3%. It's at $11.50. A lot of people are worried that he's just going to jump ship like he did with Virgin Galactic, but I don't know. I don't think that's a big fear. I think there's something to be said for the fact that it is $11.50. It still could go down. But honestly, that's not too much risk there. But yeah, a lot of people were just getting out of any SPACs, honestly, that were up $13 to $14. Volatility is insane. Think about it. When was the last time we had a neutral day? Yeah, that's true. We haven't had a lot of neutral days recently. It's either been a lot of green or a lot of red. It makes sense that we would see a lot of green after a lot of red, or a lot of red after a lot of red, because there's so much fear and there's so much greed right now. Like you're either buying the dip a lot, or you're really worried and selling out of positions, there aren't a lot of people that I think are just sitting on the sidelines right now. A lot of people are trying to make big plays one way or the other. Any long options you can recommend? Yeah. So honestly, again, I'm going to put up a video in the next couple hours on this, on different stocks I see right now that are a good value. Now, this is not inclusive by any means. Also, I'm not including any penny stocks in this list just because of the volatility in these penny stocks. And there are a lot of penny stocks that are being down right now. So I could have a list of like 3 or 4 stocks that I really like. But yeah, so CLSK, one that I really like, even though it's up 25% today, people will give me flack for saying it, but I've been talking about it for the last week. So when it was down, I was still talking about it. Definitely one that I think will beat revenue significantly over the year. Neo still at $42, still pretty far down from what it was. RAAC, very little risk right now at $10.50. Again, I don't know why it dipped all of a sudden, but maybe it's just, again, people selling off, trying to get into stuff that's a little bit higher growth. But this one, barely any risk. If you're looking for something and you kind of want to sit your money on the sidelines for a little bit, they announced a merger target, but it's far away, so that you still have that downside protection. SFTW, one that I'm pretty bullish on. Those are 2 SPACs, though. So if you're not interested in that, ChargePoint, still good value. GHVI, I was really excited to buy this at 16. And then I bought all last week at all different prices. PLTR still down a good amount. Now, they just announced something with, I think it was Amazon last week, talking about working with Amazon. So, take a look at that one. And then Teladoc, under 200, I think is a good value long term. Now, of course, again, there's so many different stocks in the market right now that present value that it's hard to dial into just one or two, like Sen stock, BNGO stock, so many stocks that people are excited about. But those are just some of the ones that I've been looking at. I really would like to see a little bit more red in these because I want to pick up larger positions after the house thing, where I figured out how much I'm going to have to spend. I really want to put like another 10% into the market, and then we saw a green day. So something just to consider. SFTW, yeah, definitely SFTW is one that I like. What else? HOL. Yeah, so I haven't been adding HOL, so I almost bought it last week. But again, there's so many stocks I almost bought, right? But yeah, this one is another space company. You can take a look at it. It was down to $11. There were just a lot down at like 11.20, 11.30. So yeah, this one is another rocket making company. So take a look at that one. I've done videos on it. Definitely one that was a lot higher before. Any thoughts on SFTW? It seems to be forgotten a bit. No, so I have not forgotten about it at all. This is probably the stock that I bought the most of the last couple of weeks. Like I think I 3 or 5x my position over the last 2 weeks on Osprey Technology. Like my initial buy was a certain amount, and I think I did 2 or 3x or 3 or 5x since then. So I like it. It's got government contracts. It's already got revenue. It's in the space sector. Definitely one that I have been bullish on. And I was picking up in the 10s. Like you could pick it up in the 10s for a couple days in a row. It was crazy that we were in the 10s for so long. When will ARC X launch? I don't know, but I hope it's coming up in the next couple months. It will bring a lot of attention to Osprey Technology or to Black Sky. It will also bring a lot of attention to Astra, HOL stock. There are a lot of companies out there that it will bring attention to that I own. I'm pretty, I don't want to say concentrated in the space sector, but I probably have like 10 to 20% of my portfolio in the space sector. And it's like a speculative sector for sure, because a lot of these companies are having revenues of 10 to 20, 30, 40 million a year. And they're still selling for $4 or $5 billion, if not a little bit more. So it's definitely a more speculative sector, but it's one that's growing pretty quickly. Someone saying that it's going to be a second crash. I don't know. I don't think that it really will be. There's so much that could cause people to be bullish right now. I don't think that it would make a lot of sense for there to be another crash here. But let's take a look at what else we have here. Could Chamath be putting his money into his new upcoming SPACs? Yeah, possibly, but I think he's a billionaire anyway, so I don't know if he really needs to clear up like a couple hundred million. Maybe he does. Maybe he's just trying to roll money into the next. Because honestly, he sold out of Virgin Galactic for like 3.4x what he put in, because he put it in at $10 or whatever. Then it went up to 34. He might have just been wanting to roll it into the next one, but I don't know why he wouldn't have done that at 60 then, unless he just the timing wasn't right or something. But yeah, he could just be rolling into the next one. Honestly, that wouldn't be the worst thing for him to do from his side. Okay. Thoughts on AMC? I'm not super bullish on AMC long term. I haven't looked at their price recently. I hold one share just from a couple weeks ago on a live stream. Someone told me to buy one and gave me a donation. So I'm not super bullish on theaters in general. I'm more bullish on streaming, and I think those kind of go against each other a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into it deeply since the whole AMC GameStop thing. TMDI still have potential. Yeah, I think so. But I sold out of it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was before the dip, but I sold out of that one. I just had too many penny stocks, and I think I moved it into a different one. COUV, should we just hold on to it now? Yeah, I'm still holding on to it. Any thoughts on Solo? So I have looked into Solo, but it's been a couple weeks, so I don't really remember everything. Or actually, it's been a couple months, I think. But I don't remember everything about my thesis on it right now. I really need to write them down, or maybe like what I plan to do on the Patreon, which is something that I really need to do, is I plan on showing people like how to research, and maybe I should just be like a 5 or 10 minute like video on how I quickly look at a stock and my thought process. But maybe I need to start doing that with all the stocks I make, and then just putting them or all the stocks I research, and then just putting them on a hard drive or something. So that way, when people ask me my thoughts, I just have it right there. But that would be a little extra work. STPK, yeah, another one that I really like. Someone's asking about it. Okay, I'm backed up a little bit on the comments, so hopefully I don't miss you. There are some that I had to go past because I was too far back. When will ARC-X launch? Yeah, I already hit on that. BNGO option play. I don't play options at all, but yeah, if you want to get into that, you could. Honestly, if you had done that during the dip, you would be up nicely, obviously. Are you concerned about Disney's debt due to COVID? Yeah. So that's one of the reasons that it didn't move up a ton, right? That's why people were so worried during the pandemic. But now, coming out of the pandemic, I think people are starting to think that that's not as big a deal. And I was buying it the whole time. I think Disney is actually my largest holding now. I was just looking at it the other day. I have like 5 or 6 different portfolios from different times and stuff. So it's hard to see exactly what my positions are overall, but I think Disney is my largest play. I've been buying for the last year, and sure, that's a concern, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily terrible for them long term. What else do we have? So just a reminder, I have about 10, 15 minutes left. Kevin says your camera settings are at 720p. That's why you're not getting good quality picture. Yeah, so whenever I live stream, I do it from my computer to use the software, and that has just the 720 on it. When I use my phone for videos, it's got 1080p, but yeah, I can't shoot 1080p on my computer. Now, like I said, the new setup, maybe I'll have a newer computer. I don't know if any computer shooting 1080p, but I might get like another camera to hook onto it or something. BNGO going to the moon. Do I have it? Yeah. So I bought at $1.25 per share. I've been holding it for a long time. I haven't added since then though, just because it grew so quickly. It's the stock that I have that's up the most. I didn't want to add more to it at such an inflated price from the original, and it was just such a much larger part of my portfolio than I thought it would be. I like it, but I didn't really want to add once it had gone up hundreds of percent. Is there any penny stock that you feel strongly about now as much as you felt back when you bought BNGO? I think the closest one would be Sens. And Sens was probably one of the next stocks that I looked at that I bought that were penny stocks. I like TTOO also. Those are probably my three main ones and the ones I feel the strongest about. Like I have some other penny stocks too, but those are the three that I feel strongest about. Ehang. Yeah, I haven't taken a look at Ehang. What's it doing today? I really 1 second. Let me pull this up. Oh, it's up 31%. Man. So I really need to get into, I've been saying this for a while, the drone sector. I still don't have drones. Gains on report to launch electric aircraft with 400-kilometer range. Interesting. So this one is still down huge from where it was before. It's just up a good amount today. So it was down to $29. It was down to $29 Friday. Now it's up 60% since then. It's up to $2.55 billion. But this was a $124 stock. So it's still down 63%. Man. I know that I think they had that short seller report or they had a class action lawsuit against them or something, if I'm remembering right. All right. That one, what do you guys think about Ehang? Should I do more research into it and buy it? There's the drone sector and the Bitcoin mining sector that I need to do some more research in. Please take a look at Ricey. Okay. Ricey stock, Rolls-Royce. Oh, yeah. So I actually did a video on it a while ago. Like last summer, I did a video on it. Over the last month, it's up about 19%. Yeah, I titled the video "The $1 billion penny stock" or something like that. If you guys want to check that out, you can. It's from last year, like I said, and they're working on all different kinds of stuff. Let's see what they're doing. Rolls-Royce to power green flying taxi made by Bristol startup. Okay, let me pull this up. Okay, it's going the UK. 1 second. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it too. Okay. Rolls-Royce will power a flying taxi in its first deal in the urban air mobility market. The UK engine maker will supply an electrical system for a 4-passenger aircraft being made by British startup Vertical Aerospace. Interesting. Yeah, so there are a lot of companies going into this space, like the electric airplane space. I find that interesting. Rolls-Royce isn't moving up too much on that news today. They're only up 2%, which is kind of interesting because the whole like tech market is going up, but maybe people still don't consider them tech really, but they're connecting with someone that's in tech. Richard Allen, how's it going? Good to see you. Did I pick up any Tesla under 600? I picked it up at 650. And then it dropped a lot after I picked it up. I really almost bought at 550 or 540 yesterday, but I had told people, okay, I want to sit on Monday to see if like there's a boom and then another fall on Tuesday, because I had been buying pretty heavy last week. So I bought like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think I probably bought every single day, honestly. But we had seen such a low on Friday. I wanted to see where it went from Monday to Tuesday, and I didn't buy Tesla yesterday. But Richard, let me know if you bought some then. Again, off this in about 5 to 10 minutes to jump on that Patreon only live stream. Plug Power, Jamia, both ones that I don't really follow too often. SFT is really undervalued by looking at the revenue growth they had. Any thoughts on Shift? Yeah, so I know Meet Kevin talks a lot about Shift. Uh, honestly, that's not one that I don't know if he's done a video on it before. I probably watched if he's done a video, but I haven't looked at it too deeply before. I know that they don't get a lot of coverage, so maybe I should. Okay, so it's down from its highs about 42%. There's just so many companies out there to take a look at. I know that they had record revenue recently. They just announced this. They beat by 38 cents. Okay. Um, what do they? I don't even remember what they do, honestly. Let me know what they do in the chat section here. Nikola, I'm not going to buy Nikola anytime soon. What about Palantir? Yeah, I like Palantir. I like Palantir a lot. Uh, Keenan says, congratulations, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. It was a big weekend. Actually got engaged this weekend to Megan, bought a house, so got our offer accepted off of, there were like 13 offers and we got ours accepted. And then also got my YouTube plaque. I didn't show you guys the YouTube plaque yet. Man, I have a video on it where I unbox it yet. But I haven't put that up yet just because I've had so many videos to make anyways. Yeah, so maybe I'll show that to you guys here soon. I need to post a video still. Like you, I have Clean Spark, but looking to diversify by adding Mara. I haven't looked into Mara. Honestly, I'll probably do more pure plays on crypto. Now that I'm buying the house, I have like a couple more weeks before taxes I'll have to save up a lot for. But I'm going to be buying a lot of Bitcoin on BlockFi and Ethereum too. I'm really bullish on both of those over the long term. But yeah, drone stock ACIC. I like ACIC a lot. I've been buying it a lot. A lot of people are saying Shift Technologies. What else? I need to do more videos on VTOL stocks. Yeah, so I actually have done a lot of videos on them. Well, maybe like 3 to 5. A lot of my videos that include them are like other space videos. So yeah, I've done a good amount on them though. Fisker, yeah. So Fisker's been back and forth if I remember right, but I don't really follow it too closely. I follow CCIV, Neo, Tesla more closely than that one. Who's buying Sens? Let me see your hands. Yeah, I haven't been buying it, but I've been holding it. Everyone's saying, a lot of people are saying congrats. Thank you. Yeah, home tour. I might have to do that again. Like I have to wait 3 months. So that was part of our offer that we are going to give them 3 months to move out because they're building. So I still have to wait to get in. Can stock. I haven't looked at Can. I appreciate the donation here, Adder. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Sorry if I'm killing the pronunciation there. TRCH. Okay, TRCH stock. I have not even really heard of this one. Torchlight Energy, $330 million market cap. At 25% of merged company value, Torchlight looks to be worth only 35 cents per share, Seeking Alpha said a couple weeks ago. Yeah, honestly, I haven't looked at this one. I haven't heard about it. If it's a green play, I think a lot of money will be moving towards the green sector. Once that infrastructure bill gets passed, or once Biden's clean energy money is going into the market. Aeon is just amazing. Will it be better than Desktop Metal, you think? Possibly. I know ARK Invest has been going heavy on Aeon or one. Okay. Your thoughts on Eyes worth a punt? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really looked into it because it just blew up the last couple days. I think, is it Pharma or something like that? Yeah, it's been going up a lot, but I have not bid on that. I'm nervous about buying companies that are up like when the rest of the market is red and they're just going up like 100% or something. There's something going on there. I know I looked at it, and then like after I looked at it, it went down a significant amount. So I just don't want to be a bag holder in something that I don't really fully understand why it's moving up so much. Can is canoe? Canan. Okay. Wow, that one's up 56% and up about 15% over the last hour. That's impressive. What news is this on? Okay, let me put it on screen for you guys. Canan stock bullish by 37% so far on Tuesday. Bitcoin mining machine maker. Oh, okay. So this is like a real pick and mortar play where you're not buying Bitcoin, you're not buying Bitcoin miners, you're buying the company that makes Bitcoin miners. Interesting. So it's another play on Bitcoin. Okay, so that's not helpful. I don't like that when they just post the technicals of it. Okay. So Bitcoin's been moving up. And honestly, I wanted to buy more Bitcoin last week, but the freaking house ruined me on all these great dips. Yeah. Okay. So it's up 1,000%. Okay. So there's a big push for it right now. Is it at all-time highs? Yes, by far. Okay. Yeah, that one. I mean, you're talking about like a pick and mortar in a pick and mortar play. Uh, definitely one to keep an eye on. It's $5 billion. I wonder what their revenue is. Let's take a look. 124 million. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. 200 million a year. Interesting. That's an interesting one because of what it's doing there. Yeah, all the Bitcoin mining stocks are flying. Yeah, Bitcoin is going insane right now. Let's look at what Bitcoin price is right now. Okay, over 54K. Sweet. So it's almost, I'm still sitting on mine. I had been buying around 30K and then added more after Tesla had made their announcement. So it's down 9% or so from the highs. If is that right? Yeah, because it was around 57 and a half or so. Is that right? Yeah, so I don't know exactly how much it's down. It's down a good amount, about nine. It says 9% here, since yesterday's high, I think. But yeah, now it's up a good amount today. So, U.S. government to sell 0.75. I don't know why that's an article. But yeah, pretty big news out of that space. I'm bullish on the sector in general. Let's do a final look at what the stock market's looking like now from the stocks that we have. Again, if you guys want to check out the link down below to Patreon, we're going to go live there soon. Ears suspended, which is interesting because it didn't tick up there, it looks like. Let me pull that up on my phone. I wonder if did I miss that? If you guys don't mind just hitting the like button too, I appreciate that. I'm going to pull this up on my phone. Yeah, so I don't know why it says suspended there. It looks like it's still okay, so it's still trading. I don't know why I said that. Eyes up 27, CLSK up 28%, GameStop, Tesla, T2. It's going to be interesting to see this last half hour. See, is it dipping? Is it accelerating? We can see this RAC warrants are going up pretty drastically. Some are coming back down a little bit, but I don't know. Power hour is going to be interesting. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for checking out the live stream. If you guys want to check out my video, it's going to be coming out in a couple hours on some stocks that I still think provide a lot of value where they're sitting at now. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.